illustrator and proprietor of Epic Works Studio. I'm about to jump in here to do a live stream. I'm going to share this out with a few people so that I can get some folks in here, hopefully. So I'm going to be drawing Thor tonight, and you'll see my mouse is moving around, but I'm actually not on Photoshop. I'm in Google Chrome. Okay, so let's do this. And I'm going to share this puppy out. Go into the live stream, share, copy the URL, the URL. All right. So Thor, this is going to be fun because Thor. I'm posting my stream out right now for anybody that's in here. So I'm not on Photoshop right now or in Twitch at the moment. So I will be back in just a second. I'm going to be doing Thor tonight. It's actually a really special one for me. Thor is a Marvel's Thor. It's a really personal character for me, but it's also a kind of a totem and a like a spiritual type of like the whole element of this character is something that's really close to how I identify with my own personal mythology and everything else. So this is a really big one. Plus, it's fun. I want a chance to design him my own way. I like what Ribish, the guy that that did all those awesome paintings of Thor. I have some of his art on my posted up right now, which is partly what I want to do this anyway. I want my art up there, right? I'm an illustrator, so I want my Thor up there on my page. So that's pretty good. Okay, so let's see, live now. Gonna do that, and I have no idea what I'm doing yet. So we're just gonna start from the bottom up and see what happens. I do know that I want the background. I've been thinking about this all week to be black, like solid black, and I want there to be a lot of black. I don't want to be carving out of the black. So that's something that is going to happen too. So we'll do that. Format is square because I want to be able to post this easily on Instagram. Let's see. Whether or not I fill that whole space or not remains to be seen, but I probably will with Thor. But if I'm doing like a vignette of a character and I'm just drawing the character, then probably maybe not, but we'll see. Probably because I want to use the whole space, or at least in a way that's artful if I don't use all of it. Let's see. All right. Okay, so we're doing that. Let me see. Okay, we'll do that. Post. Let me go post this on Instagram. Where's my thing? My profile. Where's my profile? Oh, here we go. Okay. Hopefully some people will come in here tonight. I don't know if people watch from the main screen and don't get into the stream, but I'm always curious about that. How many people are actually watching this? I know I don't have a ton of people watching right now, but that's okay. So we'll do that. It's young yet, and I'm hoping that this Inktober I can build kind of an audience for this. That would be really awesome. I love drawing these. I love doing these drawings. I mean, they're fun as hell, really. I mean, they're really awesome. All right, so let's do this. I'll do them regardless, but all right, they are fun. Okay, so I have a bunch of images of Thor that I've got kind of. I'll put some into the drawing here, just so I can show you like what I'm dealing with and what I'm using as reference. I want something that's going to kind of be a little bit of everything. I like the new designs, but I also uh, like the old ones. So I want to kind of do my own Thor. So this is going to be my take on the guy. I like the classic suit a lot, but I want something that's a little different. So I'm gonna throw this here because it's easy to see. So here's one, and we're gonna put him on top because that other layer is he's at 30%. Okay, so we'll put him at, there's classic Thor, right? And let's see, then we have the new Thor, or a newer Thor, Ribbich's Thor, which is pretty badass. We'll put him up here. Which you have the classic, that's still that classic. He's got the fluted kind of boots here and everything, and this similar type of thing. I love how simple this dude is. I'm up by the window. And there's a valley like right down. I'm on a hill, so it like goes right down to I look right down to the valley through some trees, and when people come tearing through the valley, it just echoes all over the place. All right, so yeah, classic Thor, sort of. I love what this dude has done with this. I'm probably honestly gonna go with something like this. But probably maybe do something with the arms. I'm not sure, but really reminiscent of the classic Thor, but a really nice reinvention that's really simple. I love the fact that it's so simple, and it's very like kind of an elegant design. It's not crazy. Um, let's see, but then let's see here. Yeah, I really enjoy this Thor. That's a really awesome design. Um, then we have what else? There's another one I want to throw up here. Where was it? I was just looking at it. Oh, for shits and giggles, I'm gonna throw Lady Thor up there, the new Mighty Thor. Which one do I want to use? I love Thor's my favorite character in Marvel, pretty much. So I've got a bunch of this one is the one I like. Might steal some ideas from this too. Actually, I like her costume a lot. It's really awesome. Same artist, this Isad Ribic guy, or is it Ribic? I honestly have no idea how to pronounce that, so forgive me if I'm not pronouncing it correctly. Okay. Oh, you know what? I just suddenly realized I probably didn't share this to my business page. Hang on. Oh crap! Oh no, I didn't. All right, man. Facebook's new interface is so confusing to use for me. It's like I can't tell where I'm at half the time. I have to really double check and be careful about where I'm posting and how I'm posting and who I'm posting as. Um, okay, that's the top post. So what we'll do is we'll edit that and throw this in. All right. Okay. Lots of exclamation points. All right, so there's that. And we'll post that link down in the comments too, just to get the link in there. Yep. Okay. And cool beans. All right, so we'll go back in and grab these Thors. All right, so where's that other Thor? There's another one that's more modern even than here it is. Or it's one of the more modern ones. It's somebody else's take. I'm not a big fan of this Thor. What I do like about this Thor is are these plates on his legs. I like that a lot. I'm a fan of scale mail, and I love the brightness and the clarity of this. And I think I want to do something similar to this in terms of how to carve the white out of the black. Like all this would be black, and something with the lightning. I'm going to do something with the lightning. It's not awful. I do like it, especially the reason why I saved this image in particular is because I like the way that this artist rendered this particular costume because I don't like it. And he made it look cool to me. So I like the style of this artist, and I like the very graphic quality of it and everything. So it's very cool. I like this image a lot for many reasons. And the color is very bright and clear. Contrast is very, very clear. It's cool. And it looks almost like it's probably digital, but it looks like wash almost. No, that's got to be gouache. That's not. I don't think that's digital at all. Either that or they were using some kind of brush that made it look like it. Yeah, that looks like gouache to me, but it's cool. This around here that made me think of watercolor, and you can see the brush strokes in the um, when I get zoom up in there. You can still let me zoom out a little bit. They're easier to see actually. Um, Not high quality image, but it's you can see the choppy kind of chunky marks, which this makes me think almost watercolor, but then that's the gouache right there, I think. So I think that's what this person used, especially around, you can see it around the lightning and around the helmet, the glowy parts, It's, yeah, I think this was gouache. I'd be surprised if it's not. Okay, so that is kind of what I'm looking at. I don't know if I want this tunic-like thing on him. Might do something with these cool plates. I like that a lot. I think that's really cool. And yeah, I'm a fan of pauldrons, not giant pauldrons, but I do like pauldrons. Not sure what I'm gonna do about his ears yet, those wings. So we'll see about that. I kind of like these metal ones. This is just killer. I mean, look at this. You can see the dude. I mean, this dude's drawing skills are fucking rad. I mean, they're really, really good. I mean, it's just, man. And look, he even has those cool, like they're the little cube metal things, but he took the liberty of just suggesting it here, but not here, which is, I mean, this guy's really good, So this is really, really cool. And I like his helmet, that it's not. I like the fact that it's metal, which can be fun to play with because that means it's reflective and can create some interesting things in a painting. And I think even with black and white, like this, um, that can like reflective things. So that's kind of cool. So what I start out with when I do these drawings is the pencil. I do it exactly like I would do it in real life if I were doing this on a piece of paper. I have a layer set to where's my, oh, that's why when I imported I imported it into my sketch layer. That's why. I was wondering why it showed up at 30%. I forgot about that little situation that happens. All right. So let's go down to 30%. And I do, just because I want a lighter line, I would use a lighter hand when I do these sketches, or a lighter pencil. I use HB a lot. That's pretty much my go-to pencil because that's the one that uh, it can give me a lot of range, and I like that pencil, and it's soft the way I like to. It's the hardness I like, and it has a lot of range. All right, and this, I mean, how can you go wrong with that? I might actually do these to do the like. I'm gonna put those in there. Probably some combination between this and a little bit of this, not much, and this. I think is what it's going to turn into because I like classic Thor. I like the bright colors. I like the again, very simple design on his costume. It's not crazy. He's not very complicated. Thor's a cool character. He really appealing. I don't like the like sweatband type of things on his arms, which, I mean, if the guy's got to work out, right? He's got to stay giant, like totally jacked. But those I always thought were kind of funny. Okay, so but still kind of cool. I mean, they work color wise and everything. They still have in terms of costuming, it's cool. All right, and I like the way his pauldrons aren't gigantic, but they're there. So we'll do something like that probably. But man, this is totally rad. Jeez, yeah, that's so cool. This guy's, and look at the cloak, the shapes. This guy works in really nice shapes. It's very shape oriented, which I find very, very awesome, appealing. I mean, just this. You've got these. It's just so simple. I mean, it's all just. Oh wait, that's not. I'm on the 30%. There we go. We'll do that one. It's all just shapes, simple shapes, big shapes that are easy to read. And I mean, even him. I mean, it's like the whole thing. It's just shape. This dark shape here. It's just a shape, It's really cool. And you have this really cool, easily readable shape that just, it's really easy to read. Everything's very, very simple. His arms are very easy to read. I mean, the whole thing, it's just awesome. Okay, so let's see. Let's get rid of that. And we're gonna. And first thing, before I go doing any of the designy stuff, I'm gonna um, zoom out. I'm gonna get the composition because I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. So, and I apologize again. I always make this disclaimer at the beginning. The frames slow down. Don't like my rig's not like awesome, but I'm gonna have to get something better at some point in the future so that I can not have this slowing the frame slow down as the thing progresses. So I'll have to do that at some point. But for tonight, and until I can do that, we're gonna have to deal with the slow frames increasing as the stream goes on. Okay, so we're gonna start with black, and then we're going to the sketch. And we're gonna drag these and do that. Okay, and oh, I didn't talk about the woman Thor. I like the cuirass, actually. I like the cuirass a lot. This breastplate that she's wearing. I like that a lot. I might actually do something like that. And I like the long, kind of tacit thing here. Not so much this long kind of like dress-like type of thing she's got going on, but I like the longer tacit thing, or like this front leather thing, and the belt. I like that thing. That's cool. I can see him having like a bigger breastplate that goes all the way down. She's got this. This is so dumb. And from from a comic book character's design standpoint, that's cool. But if she were really a warrior, she'd have this. Her most vulnerable bits are vulnerable. I mean, it's like, I'm like, come on, man. It's Lady Thor. It's the first Lady Thor. You can at least make her, you know, sensible. I mean, I know she's kind of supposed to be kind of hot, but I mean, look at her. Her. This is actually a really good drawing. This is the same artist. It's look at that. It's like her guts are totally exposed. I mean, it's just, it's so crazy. I don't like that at all. It's awesome. It's hot. It's a cool like fashion thing, but it's totally senseless for a warrior. Same with her boobs. Like the breastplates on a warrior. This little like, I'm gonna use red again. This little divot here, the boobs like because they're you can see they're shaped like her breasts, right? So there's a divot in the middle right there. What happens when a sword or a weapon or anything hits that? It directs its weapon slides down right into her chest, which is like center mass, right? That's awful. It'll even go straight down into her guts. So whatever hits her is almost guaranteed to kill her. It hits her right in the chest. So that's a terrible, terrible, terrible design in terms of functionality. In terms of aesthetics, it's totally rad. It's awesome. But, I feel like she needs more gut coverage there. Especially since her neck. They made such an effort to cover this like gorget thing that's like covering her neck. It's like, don't cut her head off, but stab her in the guts. So it's really, it seemed kind of funny to me. Right. Let's see. But she's cool. I mean, she's a really cool character. All right, so enough of this. Let's get into figuring out what's going on with Thor. So I want something simple because I want to be able to do this quickly. So let's get a little bit bigger. Okay, and I have no idea. I'm just going to start making shapes and lines until I figure out what I'm going to do. No idea yet. I can already kind of see something. If I had time, I would maybe do both Thors, but I have no idea yet. I kind of want to get his whole body in here, but I don't know. And I tend to be very designy as well, so I like things that are moving and shaking. Somebody said in college once, they're like, Justin, looks like there's a wind blowing like every. I'm like, well, that's because it's dynamic. And I like to make, and I always make sure the wind is directional though too. I never, there's always thought behind it, but I, I think it's in some ways it's kind of it's a it's a reaction to when I was in college, and I remember that specifically this one professor. She made her comment on my drawing or my painting was, I love this kind of farm scene. There's this kind of like warrior guy uh, standing on a hill, and there's like farmland behind him, and the she's like, but I love how hard the wind is not blowing, and because of the smoke from the chimneys was coming like straight up out of the chimneys. So she was, I really that really hit me. It was like, and I have ever since then I've always made a very conscious effort to think about the external forces on characters, which is good, like wind and uh, we're gonna go look down on Thor here. We're gonna look down on him. I like that. Then I can fit. I don't know what I'm gonna. We can fit his legs in, and we can get some really dynamic, interesting. Oh, and I might. Do I want him looking up or looking down? I kind of like dudes looking down. Make him. He's big though. His upper half, his head's got to shrink, or his arms have to get bigger. Um, but yeah, that really left a mark on me, and I never forgot it. And that's something that I always think about. And now, ever since I started deliberately thinking about it, that's something that I always end up using as a design element. I'm like, oh, dude, this is like actually really cool. It's really, you know, effective as a design tool. Having these, um, having things moving, and it became a language almost for me. Uh, another thing that really stuck was in a class for illustration. What was it called? It was what was that called? What was that class called? I also want to design this so that when I crop it for a banner, it looks good. So I want to get a certain thinking about putting, when I put this on my page. And I want to give, I don't know what he's going to stand on. I almost want something like planet like, or I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Like he's on a cliff or something, like a Frazetta image, like from the different angle. Like that dude who's we're looking up at him and he's sitting on that thing. He's got his sword out and there's a lightning bolt hitting sword, but we're like looking up at him and he's got his sword raised. You know, I love that image. It's one of my favorites. So yeah, and he got his, I think his arm's done or something, but his one leg is out, and but he's standing on top of a thing. Okay, so we're also gonna. I like that. My intention in some way is to pay homage to um, a classic illustrator to, of Thor. So what I'm actually going to be doing is he's going to have, where's his right arm? So his hammer will be here. Like maybe he's getting ready to throw it. One of the things I really like about Thor's classic Thor is he twirls his hammer a lot. So I need shapes. So and I need something dynamic. So those old images of Thor spinning his hammer are really cool from like Bushima and who is that? Why can I not remember her name now? Ramita. I don't know if I want that to come up or not. I want this to be very simple. I want this to be really impactful. So, but I also have to start making decisions, which I'm kind of doing. That's his, yeah, that. down. You can almost lose that leg, kind of like a cool foreshorten effect like this. Like have that leg come back. Because hammer, his arm, I need it to be straight too. I don't want it. I want this really directional deal going on. And we're gonna kind of look at the uh, bigger Thor from the older days, I think. Give him the pauldrons. I like the idea that Ribbich had of using, instead of it, like, where is that? I like the way that he uses these kind of metal discs rather than the classic little spots. So we'll do that. Let's see, how are we gonna do this here? And I'll do more or less. Yes, this is still not. His hand would probably be up like this. I'd have him doing something like this. Almost like he's guiding where he's about to go or throw. Only I want this maybe. Yeah. His fingers are maybe out more. See more of the. Actually, it would be interesting as if he had a fist instead. Like, how would that look? We're looking down. So. Maybe, oh, like this would be kind of interesting. Oh, yeah, I kind of like that. Alright. Do something like that. We're gonna chop that up just a skosh here. That might be right. Okay, so, and of course his hand, his hammer maybe. Like he's got, that one finger out. The rest are all bunched up. He's got his thumb there. He's got the. Yeah, the arms. All right. You see the center line is like right here. And then there's the chest block, right? And then you have that center pillar. I don't draw out all that stuff these days as much as I probably should, but because I think in terms of main mass, one of my favorite uh, artists for volume and dynamism, term making volume dynamic is what is that guy's name? I have the book right here. I drew from this book every day for like until I completed it. Constructive Anatomy, Bridgman. It's one of my favorite books. I learned so much from that. It was crazy. You can go see. It's on my. I did it years ago, but I went and I copied it out. Like I just drew everything from the book. Same thing with there's another anatomy book that was strict anatomy. It was really scientific and anatomical. Like Bridgman tends to be a bit. He takes liberty for the sake of action, which is good for comic books and for that kind of thing. You see one right there. Yeah, see, there we go. Something like that. Yeah, and when I go in, see, but this is still like it's not hitting me the right way. It's like it's too boring almost. I like it. I think it would make a cool image, but there's still, it's like not quite what I wanted. So what we're gonna do is that's one idea, and then of course I'd have lightning. Oops, I'd have lightning zipping down into the hammer. You'd have the hammer handles or handle kind of spinning around. This would be very classic design, and I'd figure some way to do the hammer so that it looked like it was moving on space. But I'd have lightning zipping in from all, like it's coming in from all angles, probably underneath this, from behind this. Like, oh, that actually is kind of cool. Like this radial hammer, electricity kind of thing. That's kind of cool. Everything, all this black around it except for the light, would be like one main bolt or a couple big bolts that are coming in, and it's all everywhere, like right there, lighting them up from the back. That is cool. Is that what I want to go with, though? I just want his other hand, his finger, like out more. Because I feel like, oops, like if I did, if I, his hand almost needs to be tilted more at an angle. Otherwise, it's gonna look like his hand's gonna make it hit his shin. So I almost need to like see the hand, top part of the hand more. Yeah, like his pinky's out. He's gripping the way because of the way he's gripping it. Which you'll see more in the drawing, the final drawing. But or better yet, rather than this, what I should do is foreshorten this so his hand is back. And what we're seeing is that kind of like his two arms are kind of, this one might be a little more bent. The Bolt's bicep. Yeah. Maybe he's doing this the way you can get his cool kind of like back, his hands kind of back a little bit. Of course, that's not foreshortened enough. And he's just twirling this thing. His thumb's like right there. That looks kind of cool. Pauldron. And then, of course, we're seeing it from this angle, so you'd see that. And you'd have his leg coming in. Get those big ass quads from probably doing a million squats with boulders and shit. Okay. Huh. Do I want to do that? Have the... It's actually kind of cool. See, now I'm like sold on it. Have his hair kind of flipping out too, like it's all part. They could all be white, like all that stuff, all that shit. Oh, that might be really cool. Okay, so okay, now but I want I don't want his feet to be like stuck on the ground, like he's just standing there. I want to be some sort of like it's like there's this got to be some design, like maybe the lightning can blend in, like the rocks are white, and the lightning bolt meet the rocks and kind of meet the I want something creative. I don't want this to be totally just him standing there on a rock, which is what I don't want to avoid that. And it's got to be something. I want the lines and everything to be kind of very expressive. So we'll probably create something like this. Maybe I don't know. We'll get come out of it like that. Burp. Okay, so let me get the ink brush. Okay, now let's see. We're gonna go delete this dude. I think I created that on accident. We're gonna go to ink. Okay, and we're gonna drop this back even further. 10% probably. 11%. I like the number 11. All right. So this is where we're going to start. I'm just going to, I design as I, I'm going to design it as I go. Okay. So we're going to do, what I want is lots oops, lot of black. I want lots of black. That's going to be like that's going to create a lot of dynamic energy, especially if I do things like this and create these, action types of lines and then kind of blend it out as I go, get brighter toward the thing. That's going to be a lot of fun to play with. Remembering, there's like a big bolt right here, perhaps. Then it's going to be his. Remembering the center is, which is like right there, so everything's got to radiate out from that. Whoops. I hate that. All right. No, I'm going to make this. I need to make this multiplied so I can white out when I want and not interfere too much. Okay. I'm going to play with this a lot. Okay. Yeah, another bolt here that just kind of, and I'm actually going to add some Kirby crackle too. Some type of that kind of thing, because I like that. And I'll choose a brush for that, or I'll just go crazy and do a bunch of stipply type of stuff, so we'll see. A bolt right here. And then, of course, when I'm getting into it later, I'm going to add bolts coming off, little secondary bolts and things like that, but not right now. Okay, because I want to design that in. Okay, so yeah. All right, so then we have this rock, which I want to lay in. A rock or like a, do I want it to be like this? Like some sort of round thing, maybe like a ship or something, I don't know. Huh. Something like that. I don't know, that seems kind of cool to have some sort of arc like that. I like that. All right, so do that, and then we'll pull this, keep doing the, maybe make his cloak. I'm really wanting to play with the negative positive here in a fun way for me that I don't often do, but it'll be fun and challenging. I like doing that a lot, actually. You can look at my old ink drawings from 2019, and I used to play with that a lot. Okay. Yeah, and this is where I'm gonna change my arm here. Whoa, shit. Oh, man, I have such a huge tablet. It's really annoying. I actually wanted a big one, and then I was like, I got it, and actually, what's not the tablet, it's the fact that it's laid out like this. And you have this working space like right here. And then here and here, there are, and then like the cord comes out like right here. There, here and here there are these two areas where you have like hotkey sort of types of thing. You have a zoom thing too, where if you touch it, it like zooms in and out. It needs to be gone from here. Like if I could disable that, I would be happy because I'm right-handed, and every time I try and change my arm or angle or something, I touch the fucking roll thing, and it drives me absolutely out of my mind. Because everything about the way I draw is very intuitive on the tablet, except that one thing, man. I'm telling you, it drives me up the wall. Okay. All right, so this is fun. This is gonna be cool. Yeah. Okay, and there's his hand, and there's actually gonna be like a bolt coming out of here, like defining this space. So that way we can draw his hand behind, like in front, like the bolt kind of creates a space for his hand to exist. And then yeah, everything is just like that. So we have all this cool action stuff going on. And then, yeah, there's all that. And then that'll kind of outline his leg. It'll create a convenient little, thing for that, which, and I'll probably, like that right there, when I get into it, I'll probably just something simple like this and just make it really, you know, something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not there yet. All right. So, and what are we going to do with that? We'll keep going here. Okay, so that's fun. That's cool. And like that already looks really cool and dynamic. Okay, so that and I work back to front, so that's partly why I'm doing this too. And then once I get to the front enough, I'll start working it all at once. Okay, so and then I'm just gonna start, you know, we're gonna give him because I want this to be me too. I'm trying not to look. I'm not looking at the Thor images on purpose because I want this to be, I want to be inspired by it, like it's in the back of my mind, but I don't want it to totally. Oh, and this arm, what I'm gonna do is use really light lines back here. Get rid of that. Oops. Get rid of that. We're gonna use that. I want it to kind of disappear into the lightning. So we're gonna make it look like it is a little bit. So these lines need to be really delicate. His one finger is going to be kind of out because that's, he's holding onto this strap. He's also has to have loose enough grip that he can twirl this thing. Okay. And then we're gonna, like, there's gonna be this thing right here, this kind of pauldrony thing, which I'm actually, oops, the light would actually be here, I think. And you know what? I want to. How much of this do I want to be classic Thor? I think what I'm going to do is kind of combine Ribish's image here with classic Thor in a way that's. We'll give him the pauldron, like the suits or um, the suits under the like that leather. He's got a metal breastplate, and then all of this is all like even the pauldron is like leather. It's like some kind of boiled leather thing or something like that. So we'll give him like this metal, which you'll see like a regular breastplate. It'll come down, scoop down right here. And his I don't know if I want to do bearded Thor or not, but we'll see. And this even, I'm thinking that's not. What I want to do is jack his head back just a little. So those, yeah. There we go. Yeah. And I want that hand just be suggested. I don't want it to be too. A lot of electricity and power coming out from there. I want that to be primary force. Like his arms kind of bent back a little bit even from the force of the swinging of his hammer. I think what I'm going to do too is we're going to create like his cloak is going to be like black up to a certain point, and then it's going to like down near his face, you know, where the so I need to get into his helmet a little bit. Okay, so what I'll do is okay, and I want. Oh, dude, we're totally having lightning shooting out of his fucking eyeballs. All right, yeah. We'll have his eyes kind of indicate there. Oh, yeah, he's looking straight down. That'll be cool. I like that. Better than what I was originally planning. Okay. I'm thinking maybe this Thor's going to be. Oh, and his hair. That's right. I need room for his hair. And I need to. Yeah. Where are you? Yeah, we're going to create. I like ribbages deal here. But we're going to do this. Have that. Come on with that. Okay. I'm not a huge fan of the like gigantic wings, so I'm probably gonna cut those down quite a bit. I like that they could be, oops, shaped like this, like maybe curved a little bit, scooped a little bit there. Looks kind of Wolverine-like, but yeah. Now I'm a fan of battle damage too, so I'm probably gonna create some like nicks and dings and stuff on this. And I like this. Some of the helmets I've seen have this kind of like these rings around. These like do that too. Right. We'll do that. And then there's gonna be, I'm not gonna give him a gorget, but I am gonna give him kind of a V cut here in it. And his hair is gonna be white. Oh, that's kind of cool. What I'll do is I'll do like a um wait, hang on. Um, Give him like a little bit of a. There's the head back, but hair is just kind of coming out of the thing. That. Figure out how I'm gonna. Uh-oh, squirrel's back. Cleo has a squirrel friend that comes and visits her. And he just showed up. He comes and collects the nuts and shit that fall from the feeders above my apartment. I think somebody puts stuff out for them, for this little dude. Or dudette. I've never checked. I've never checked, to be honest. He's got one ear that's kind of like screwed up. Like that. Kind of like that. His right ear's kind of goofed. Somebody took a chunk out of it. He's a battle survivor. Yeah, you can probably hear the clinking and clanking as the seeds hit the. I think he waits for the birds to come, and then he comes out. I think that's really it. And I don't like this. I want this to be more like, yeah. There we go. That's better. No, I definitely want this to blend out more up here. Yep. Okay, we'll do that. And I do kind of want him to be yelling. So, and if it makes sense, if I can make it make sense, that's the thing. I want to add the electrical stuff. It's not going to read. Okay. And I could probably get away with this type of deal. Okay. There we go. And then we're going to have the pauldron. This needs to be bigger. I'm going to use the hair to give shape to his helmet so that his helmet doesn't get lost. That could easily happen. Let's see. And I'm of course going to go back in this as I go and like tighten things up and, you know, change things and all that. So I'm not going to like just leave it whatever. It was something I tend to get a little pressed with this stuff, and I forget, oh yeah, you can just, you're not just gonna like stop working on it. We're gonna work it until it's done, son. Okay. Then we're gonna have this. And I'm gonna figure out how much of that I want. How round do I want this? And do I want to suggest more Thor elements than just like a pauldron? Curious. And the trick with this is going to make it is trying to make it look like a shape, but at the same time, still making it look like hair. Frazetta was really good at that. Really great, actually. Okay. I'm gonna try and dial this back. I don't want that much here. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, and I kind of want the hair to be a very complex, not complex, but a little more action going on so that it contrasts with the simplicity's helmet. And it's an energetic driving force. Put your eye back into him. Right. It's got to come down there. Okay. And then there's that. Now this arm is much different because at a different angle. And I need that to be deeper. Okay. All right. Oh, hey, cat. What's up? Cleo just came to see me. Cleo, my cat. Oh, I know what to do. There we go. those big, solid forearms. Okay, and then this is all going to get kind of lost in the lighting and stuff. I'm going to kind of, I really want this to be dynamic here. Or the bottom of his cloak, where it curls down. And it's underneath, so it's getting on the underside lighting from this. So I'm going to have it just kind of suggest itself a little bit. We'll get rid of that. See what looks. And then I'll have to clean this up, obviously. And okay, so now we're going to go look. Okay, and what I'm going to do is create those discs. I'll put another one of those discs here. And maybe he has one there, one there. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll use other ones. But they're going to be etched into breastplate. They're not going to be actual discs. They might actually be attached, you know, like if they're... And in this way, I'm going to kind of reference the the illustrators from the Golden Age, those old paintings of, like Rackham paintings of Viking warriors from the Ring cycle. I always liked those. Okay, so then we're going to go like this and blow some of that out because the light. So create that. And then oh, it's raining. Nice. Okay. That interests Cleo a lot. Okay, so here we go. We're going to do that. Now that I know where it's at, it's going to... I think I will make it kind of 3D. There's little... Oops. And then... This, like that. Okay. And I liked this was underneath. So we're going to give these little side dudes. Of course, there's this side, which will be pressed up against his legs because he's bent, and then they'll be lit, so you'll get that shadow under his leg. Or under the panel. And I want this to kind of blend in. I want all this energy to be like blending into everything else except for I choose for it not to. So I want all of this to kind of, it's going to wrap around his leg, which is going to be here. And of course we have his big pauldron things, or not pauldron things, knee pens. I almost, like this belt's going to be over the cuirass, so I almost want there to be a bit of this cuirass underneath like part of it sticks out a little bit under here, so the belt has a place to rest. I'm going to make it kind of a point. And I don't want it to be super big either, like a medieval arm. It's going to be just a slightly fluted out and kind of shaped so that it follows form. And it looks kind of cool. Because he is still superhero, and I don't want to get too medieval on this. I just like that shape. Or too ancient. Okay, and I think, let me do something so I can, that leg is going to need to, yeah, I like that. Okay, we'll have that coming out. Right? Yeah, but that leg is going to have to, this leg's going to come down like there's his knee. That's or the leg. I keep wanting to say pauldron for everything. It's not the pauldron. Pauldrons are like the shoulder guard things. Leg. Right. There we go. Oh, yeah, it needed to be smaller. That middle one's going to be long. Okay, and that's going to, yeah. I like that. Okay. All right. And you're going to get this bright highlight on his leg where the light's hitting and that muscle. Okay. Got that heel. Okay. Now. I think I need more foreshortening there. Make those calves bigger. This is armor that design. This is an armor design that people like Frazetta, all those guys leaned to for a long time. It's one of those things that persisted for decades. There we go. I was like, something's not right here. All right. There we go. That's much better. Okay, and then I have to correct this by, I'm actually going to cheat and drop this down there. And then there we go. I'll clean that up in a little bit. Okay, so we got that. Don't want to do that. Yeah, we'll do that. And then I'm gonna actually do this. As we get further, yeah, and then create that underneath. Yeah, there we go. That's cool. All right, pauldron. Right, and then I'm gonna have fun like raining on this lightning and everything and dealing with it. But I think what I'm gonna do with this leg, rather than I'm gonna say it needs to be, yeah, one major foreshortened, and then two uh, changed a bit. Like the angle needs to be, yeah. And if I were doing this regularly, if I were doing this with like ink, I'd be whiting out. I probably would have taken. Nah, that's not necessarily true. I like to just start loose drawings and then do this either way, whether I'm doing this digitally or not. But uh, I might have. I'd be using whiteout instead, and I'd probably be going a little slower. And see, I'm creating more black shape here, more negative space because I want the contrast. But I'm going to leave some of those lines because they do create some light, which is nice, like glitter kind of energy. Create some dynamic. And I'll do the hammering a little bit here. That's the fun part. I'm going to do that last time. I'm actually going to make a hinky way up here. Or maybe you can't see it at all because it's back. Let's see. I think what I'm actually going to do is, this needs to be even more foreshortened. Like, way back. Surprised I didn't change the brush size much. But that happens. I mean, I'm doing these really in the beginning. I tend to like to want to keep things big shapes, and then kind of refine them as I go. And I do want that hand to kind of get lost, but just be suggestive. it a little bit so that you know it's there. I'll mess with that a little bit. Okay, so let's get this. And there we go. More. Let's get those. Okay. I'm allowing myself to kind of carve out. I'm using like I mean I love this because I can use white out. I mean I guess I could paint if I were doing this with other media, but I mean I love the fact that I can use the white to really carve out of these shapes in digital media here. I love that so much. It's like the whiteout. I mean, it already is a tool, but it's like more of a tool. Okay, and this is going to have to get really defined. So, well, not really, but more. I think this will need to. I really wanted this to be for the lightning to kind of define the shapes back here, not necessarily the lines or the black. There we go. I don't know what this is. We'll probably create some like I don't know electronic stuff or something. I don't know. Maybe it's a ship or it's something. Okay. All right. Yeah, right. I can kill this sketch since. And what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna zoom in a little. And I'm gonna start picking stuff out. Yeah, we're getting up on those slow frames, man. That sucks. That really sucks. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna kind of define that head a little bit more in space. Oh no, I don't want it that big. I think what I want is to define the chin guard piece or the face guard. Okay. You can really lose this in dark too, actually. And I'm gonna get no, that's too much. I'm gonna find a way to do it a little bit here. Let me see how that looks. Versus, I think like, oh, that was interesting. No. Oh, did I not? Oh, I didn't plug my phone or my computer. Good grief. All right. I don't want to get too noodly on this. That's supposed to be very suggestive, so I'm really attempting to keep a lot of the suggestive, energetic material so I don't lose the impact of the drawing. That's why I also work big, because it gives me the impression first before I start getting lost in all the details and stuff, and I end up overworking it. I don't want to do that either. So as I get more detail in, I can rely on those really those impressions rather than uh, trying. I'm just adding on or accentuating the impression that I am trying to define everything. I'm just adding details rather than um, trying to just really control all the stuff. Of course, we'll get that here too. And here, I'll really want to dial back a little. Maybe use some light, reflected light here. Clean up the little bits. Define that muscle more. Come here and clean up this tabard thing he's got on. Okay, I don't get too noodly in here yet because I've got more to do. I want to get this ship thing figured out. All right. And this, I'm probably going to foreshorten this arm a lot more. Like drag that way up here and then just cut that and redo that because that's way too small or too big. Okay. And then this, I kind of like, I like the idea of this being chrome. Like he's on he's on something that's like a ship wing or something. I don't know what, but it's something. I'm just gonna and I kind of like the idea of it being like having this you see the edge of it. And you know, if I were designing something else, like for something, I'd be more conscious and cleaner, and you know, I'd have more sketches and things like that, and I'd actually work out his costume a little bit more. And you know, this is just me have fun with spontaneous stuff. This I want this to be like really bright, like it's lost in the. It's real getting the full brunt of this flashing light. Like that's what brightest light is right there. Whatever he's on kind of. Hard to be because the light's coming like I'm gonna have this, like his shadow is getting blasted this way. I like the idea of there being this energy kind of forcing down this way with it into his legs. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Okay. All right. There we go. That's more like it. Okay, and then also is just blast out this energy. I love this energy kind of like just coming off here. That's really cool. Like everything just kind of getting. That might even be like that's his cloak twirling around. gonna... Okay, and then... make sure his leg doesn't get totally lost. Okay, and then... that, and this side's gonna be a little less intense. Okay. Cut that in. Cut that in. Start filling in some of these blacks. And I want the eye to go right into his face. So that's pretty much where I'm going to be kind of focusing some more of this energy here. You notice everything whirls into his face, his arm. The lightning bolts all go, even though it's coming from his hand. Like that's the... there's a lot of stuff going on back there. It's really his face. Yep. But I leave this really loose back here. I don't want to distract from face. I'm leaving the details mostly loose around him so that his face, that's where I'm going to put the most detail. If you want someone to look somewhere, add a lot of detail. Or contrast. Like make his face the least detailed thing and everything else very detailed. Like an open shape almost. Or busy, I should say, if not detailed. Just everything else very busy in his face. A very, someone's face, a very still part of the image. There we go. Okay, and then blonde. So I want the hair to be kind of like a cool like a cool um, shade that has it's lighter. Reed's hair, obviously. And this again, I want to leave kind of. I don't want want to get too crazy in there. I want it to be more sheep then. Yeah. Nope. As soon as that happened, I'm like, nah. All right. This I can't think of too much when I'm doing this kind of stuff. If I do, I like lose it. So I have to really, yeah. Okay. I just have to do it. Those things, if I, yeah, really, if I think about those shapes too much, I really just lose it. I have to let my intuition just kind of go. Trust that my hand knows what it's doing, and that my sense of dynamic shaping and everything knows what it's doing. Position. Yeah, you see, I'm creating like I'm like, okay, I need dark shape here to cut this out and define this shape. Could probably get rid of that a little bit. You know, like figuring out how I want the hair to define. There, yeah. And then I'm probably gonna cut this out a little. And maybe cut this in. I want his hair to take a lot of space. I mean, he's long hair, but I want it to be like, you know, what's that horse with the crazy long hair? Oh, what is that? It's a Irish horse, I think. It's depression. Come on. Yeah. Probably even less than this, honestly. That's probably, yeah, there we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah, see, less lines. I don't want a ton of lines, but I don't want it, you know, but I want it to go into his face and lead into the, to find the helmet too, without being too busy. So there you go. All right. And let's get that defined a little bit. Okay, yep. And then okay, this is going to be interesting because I want to both define. There we go. That line couldn't be too big. Okay, that's what it was. All right, and then of course, okay, and then we'll leave that blast back just defining that. Let's get into his hand here. Figure out what's going on here. I'm not going to zoom in because I don't want to get too noodly on those details. Use this to define the cloak back here a little bit more. Yeah. Yeah, instead of doing, yep. 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 That's what I want. Simple fucking shape. Nothing crazy. Okay. Yep. Yep. That's the one. Okay. Yep. Simple, simple, simple. All right. And then, oops. Yeah, see what I mean? I hit that thing. Let's save that. Oh my god, eyeballs. Whew. Wow, buddy. Hang on a second. I need to, like, step away from the computer for just a second. My eyeballs are, like, freaking out. All right. But that actually shows me what I want. There. Okay, hang on a second. I'm gonna go get a drink of water. Take a quick break. I'm gonna look back. I'm not gonna be gone long. I'm just filling my water. I know I haven't had enough to drink today. Okay. Alright, I need to turn a light on. It got dark really fast here. It's like 6:50 right now. Okay. I'm getting cold. It's cold, man. All right. So there's that. Okay. All right. So let's get into this. Finish up with Thor here. And who knows what this would be for his armor, like why he would, be in that particular armor, some new thing. Oh yeah, I was gonna do like battle damage and things and nicks and stuff, like some kind of cut here. And then, yeah, we'll do that. And then, oh, do that. And then cut that in. Out. There we go. Okay. And then right, and then we'll do that here too. Maybe some whatever this is, some like hole or something. I don't know. I don't want that going that way. I want it going this way. Yeah. And then and do one crossing this like here. Okay. Okay. I just want like an outline of these fingers. I want to suggest the fingers. I want to be too. It's one of the secrets to fingers too. It's not. I don't. I just want to say it's not being slavishly dedicated to defining each one. It's like anything else. It's like you get the impression. You know, that's it's you get the you definitely want to be accurate, but you definitely also want to have them feel like the action that they are performing. And if you sit there and try and like map it all out really quick, I mean you can, but I'd rather do a sketch and get mapped out in some like quick way, and then um, it's kind of like the cloak. It's only, I mean, I'm not saying don't use construction lines and all that stuff. I mean, that's really important. But this is a sketch, and I want the impression more than I want that, like no, the the thing. So what I'm gonna do though is, oops, decide how much of his fingers I want to show. No. Okay, what did I do for this sketch? Go back to my sketch so I keep my sketch. His arm is like twisted so that what I should be doing is, got it, got it, got it. Okay, so we're gonna do something like that. Okay. So what I'm gonna do then is I am actually gonna go in and be a little more slavish about this because I wanna one erase this, and I'm going to figure this out. But what I mean is getting the energy of the action before you start. Like trying to add a little tiny details. Yeah, see that's what I want. Okay, yep, okay, now we can start going in and being a little more. since the light's coming from there, I'm going to go like this. Go like this. We're going to do this kind of thing. Yep. Yep. Exactly. All right. Maybe do like a... I don't know if I should do that. Yeah, one. Catching that one knuckle. All right, and then turn that up just a skosh. Maybe come in and do that. That's more visual interest. Nick that out of there so they'll get like a highlight, catching that high point on the bracer. Just the corner. Yup. There we go. Yeah, the light's gonna be hitting right there. So. And also on the other side, so you're gonna get some of that. Oops. Okay. So we have that, and then we're gonna go in and deal with that, and then we're gonna go with this other hand. Which is gonna be really like way back here. Yeah. And we're gonna kick that one finger out just a little bit further. Maybe even his pinky. But it's gonna be more like at a weird angle because it's, or my fingers should be all bunched up because they're pinched by the strap of his hammer. Okay, and then there we go. Yeah, be like really forwarded. There we go. And then you have, yeah, and you have, yeah, we're gonna do that too. Okay. And then the hammer. This is always the fun. This is always wanted to do this. Okay, so the hammer that he's twirling it. So Let's see. So he's got the strap. The hammers, and it's gonna be. It's not just like twirling. It's twirling away too. So it's like hammer head is like everything's kind of foreshortened. So right. So we've got these hammers, and I think what I'm gonna do is I might do what the trick that they do in the comics, where I maybe one or do something like this, right? Like where the heads are, or the bottoms are, where the light sign hit, or just in you know the impression of the hammer. Yeah, there we go. All right, all right. Now we're gonna deal with some of this lightning. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. What is going on? Oh, because I'm okay. All right. All right. Gonna clean this up a little bit. I don't want to get too crazy. I like this energy just kind of radiating off, so I want to get too nuts. And I do want to get some like really crackled type stuff in there. You know, made for that. We're gonna get that brush with the. Where is that? That charcoal. I thought there was like a. I need to create a brush for that. Yeah, I might have to create a brush for that. Okay, that's okay. What I'll do is just create some. Oh, I also actually just had this thought. Since it's spinning, and in the direction it's spinning, we can create some of that like directional movement. Like that would be kind of cool. Like that for some of the lightnings, like zipping back that way. Yeah, I like that. Putting in some of that. Have it just kind of. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this creates a lot of like. There's a lot going on back there. All right. think I want to get rid of some of that though. I don't want it to be. That line wasn't doing it for me. Okay. And do that to create another thing in the hole, or whatever the hell that thing is. Either he's defending this thing or he's attacking it. I'm not sure. This still needs to be simplified a little bit. The directional element needs to be added. This should be like bent then, right? Create a little bit more of a, yeah. Yep. And then have this come off and come down. Maybe. So we have this more of that directional lightning energy stuff going on. Let's see. I feel like I'm losing it though. Simple. It's always my goal is simplicity. Say as much as possible with as little as, oops, what did I do? Little as possible. Which is funny because I'm not like that in real life. I talk a lot, so artistically I'll keep it simple, man. Okay. I gotta remember this is not like I'm only just doing this like goof around kind of. I'm gonna make it the best I can, but I gotta make it quick. Give him dings and cuts in his armor. Okay. And notice I'm making a very busy around his everything else but his face. Like his face is still pretty simple, but everything is like swirling around, creating this like crazy vortex. And his face is the like static point. Okay, there's like one bolt coming down here. I'm gonna really blow this out. Yeah, really blow this out. Okay. Yep. That's what I want. Okay. And yeah. Okay. His eyes are white at least, even though I get to really do the other thing. His hair. Okay. Right. I want to simplify this a little bit. I'm gonna follow that ship hold just a little, maybe. This. Yeah, there we go. Yep. Yep. Okay. Okay. Debating Kirby Kreckle. Not sure now. Gonna add that highlight on his delt underneath. Okay. I don't like the detail down here. It's too much. There. There. Yeah. There. All right. And yeah, okay. I'm gonna stop there because I've been working on this for a while. I know that after I worked on something for like an hour, I've lost perspective completely. So um, I'm gonna call that quits for now. I might work on it a little bit. You might see some changes when I post it, but for I think that's gonna be it. Um, I know that it's hard to read in a few places, and I want to correct that. I just need to figure out where those are. I think it's near his face too. I know. It's not bad. Still go right to his face. Uh, yeah. Okay. All right. All right. We'll call that quitsies for now. And yeah. See about that. Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. Yeah. So Inktober day 2. Let me put my Herbie Hancock on there. Oh, there we go. I have a specific way I sign my stuff. All right. Cool. All right. Yeah. There he is. So Thor finally. I still want to do one that's like a really detailed up close. Like in this arm, I want to detail this armor a little bit more. Maybe some other time I'll do another stream where I actually design him more and show more of what's going on with his actual costume based on what I created. Because that's really important to me to like put my mark on something, but still keep it, I mean, still Thor, you know. There you go. Well, that was really okay. So yeah, so there you go. So that's the deal, and I hope you got a good one. I am gonna shoot off here, and yeah, if I could just stop. That's the trick. That's the problem with doing this stuff is I'm always like, okay, I'm done. Now I'm done. Now I'm done. No, now I'm done. Wait, no, now I'm done. It's like unending. All right, all right. I'm gonna stop there because otherwise I'm gonna keep noodling on this. Okay, so there you go. So thanks, guys. Take it easy. Hope you had a good time, and I will post this later. Take care. Oh, and check out my Patreon. All the links are in the description box thing. Check out my Patreon. Check out uh, my website if you want commissions. I am open right now, and right now, 5% of my proceeds from whatever I get commissions on go toward the war relief effort in Ukraine, and I think that's it. Oh, and so Patreon, let me make sure I hit all this stuff. Patreon is for the Borderlands RPG setting. It's a sandbox setting that I'm working on right now, and that's up going and working on getting that figured out. So that's up there. You can support that by going and pledging at my Patreon or going to the GoFundMe, which is also set up to help fund that project. So um, all those links are in the description box. Check out my Instagram, Facebook page, all that stuff, and share it out. If you like this and you thought it was cool, share it with friends, and hopefully there'll be more people here next time. So take it easy, and I will talk to you guys later.